People, deluded, I'm back again. Now, this Lionel Messi stuff for leaving Barcelona, it looks at least right now that he will stay, maybe see out his contract. You know, he's contracted until 2021. At the end of the year / beginning of next year, he can actually talk to clubs for free. You know, there's still a lot of twists and turns, and he could even still leave this summer. We don't know what's going to happen, but I'm a bit late to the party. I'm sure you've all seen he's given an interview on Goal, so I thought I might as well walk it through for myself and for a lot of you that might be late to the party. So let's see what he said. He was interviewed by Ruben Ira of the Goal. Forgive me for mispronunciations, but where the parts of relevance, he said, you know, the Argentine detailed his reasons for staying at the club. The interviewer asked, why did it take you time to break your silence and to go out to speak? Pardon people, it's quite small. Messi said, first, because after defeat in Lisbon, it was very hard. We knew Bayern Munich were a very difficult opponent, but not that we were going to end that way, given such a poor image of the city and the club of Barcelona. We gave a very bad image. It was wrong. I didn't feel like doing anything. I wanted time to pass and then to go out and clarify everything. Then the presenter asked him, why did you tell Barca you wanted to go? I told the club, including the president, that I wanted to go. I've been telling him that all year. I believe it was time to step aside. I believe that the club needed more young players, new players, and I thought my time in Barcelona was over. I felt very sorry because I've always said that I want to finish my career here. It was a very difficult year. I suffered a lot in training, in games, and in the dressing room. Everything became very difficult for me, and there came a time when I considered looking for new ambitions. You know, one man can't change. I sympathise for Messi. You know, I do think, you know, Messi should be afforded a lot of credit. He's the best player in the world. He can't win everything by himself. A couple of times for Argentina, he does everything and nobody else does anything. But I think I feel when speaking about Messi, there's no balance. Like I just said, I have sympathy because 9 times out of 10, he's doing all he can. But at the same time, I do think people absolve Messi of any responsibility. Like, away from this, he's been involved in these defeats. He didn't play that amazing against Bayern past the early stages, so he's part of this. He's been part of the bottling. Where I think Messi is completely right is, you know, for want of a better word, he is the best player in the world, so he's going to live or die by that. And when you've got a club that's clearly a world-class club that's run so poorly, like Sunday League teams will probably run better than Bayern Munich. I might say Bayern Munich, a team that's run very well, than Barcelona. You're going to be vexed, you know. You're seeing several players come in and they're not hitting the ground running. You're seeing an inconsistent transfer policy. The very system that Messi came through where, you know, talking about younger players, Barca should be a pipeline of that. Yes, Ansu Fati has come through the academy and they've had Ricky Puig and a couple of other players on the pipelines. But where's the next generation? You know, Busquets, it feels like it was just 09 the other day, you know, but have they replaced Busquets? Have they replaced Puyol and Piqué long term, even though Piqué's still there? Dani Alves, has he been replaced? Messi, where's the next heir to Messi? Where's Xavi and Iniesta? You know, did Neymar know something when he busts out? Apparently Suarez is going Juventus, so it does look like a new era. I want Messi to stay because I just believe he should stay at Barca. I would like to see him in the Premier League, but I sympathise with him. If he's been telling you all year, he clearly has something to say about this. You know, he said, it did not come because of the Champions League result against Bayern. No, I've been thinking about this decision for a long time. I told the president, and well, the president always said that at the end of the season, I could decide if I wanted to go or stay. And in the end, he did not keep his word. He was then asked by the presenter if he felt lonely. He said, no, I didn't feel alone. Not alone. There are those who have always been by my side. That is enough for me and strengthens me. But I did feel hurt by things that came from people, from journalists, from people questioning my commitment to Barcelona and saying things that I didn't think I deserved. It also helped me to see the truth in people, so you got to see people's real colours, essentially. This world of football is very difficult and there are many fake people. This happening has helped me a lot to recognise many fake people. Apologies, people, the camera died, but like I was speaking about before we was rudely interrupted, this world of soccer is very difficult and there are many fake people. This happening has helped me to recognise many fake people. It hurt me when my love for this club was questioned. And that's one thing, you know, he's been there for 20 years. He's been there since 13. He probably, you know, he's as Catalonian as it gets. Yes, he's technically Argentine. But listen, if Messi does want to leave, I definitely don't think he wants to hurt Barcelona. He wants to damage them. In an ideal world, you know, he might have he wanted to bout with a Champions League. Like he said, he's been saying this for over a year. You know, if they won the Champions League, and he did say this, yes, it would have sent shockwaves. But but you know, there might have the segment might have been different. I think it's just in hindsight. I'm sure Messi might concede. You know, the timing of it. You know, doing it via fax. It could have. I'm sure all parties involved could have done things differently. Hopefully there's a resolution. You know, because if Messi ain't coming to Arsenal, stay at Barca. On a serious note, let's progress. He said, "No matter how much I go or stay, my love for Barca will never change." Rhymes and that. The presenter also asked him, everyone's been talking about the money factor, your friends. What has hurt the most after 20 years of defending the Barca shirt? Messi said, a bit of everything. My friends, money, many things have been said that have hurt. I've always put the club before anything else. I had the possibility of leaving Barcelona many times. Now, let's be honest, Messi does earn a fortune at Barcelona. I'm sure if just by numbers, there's a reason to get him off it, excluding ability. But let's be honest, Messi probably could have earned a lot more elsewhere at another top European club. Whether it would have been feasible to bring Messi to the club is another reason. But Messi, the money isn't the problem. I think this guy, in terms of sponsorship, gets $1 million a week. Messi, money isn't the problem. Of course, you want to be comfy and he should be well paid in relative terms to what's going on in the world, but I don't think money is the factor for him, because he's got that, he's accomplished everything. I think when you're like Messi and you've got money, you've accomplished stuff, all you want to do is further cement your legacy. And to be fair, you know, we're entering the last stage of Lionel Messi. You know, we've seen him be a right winger, we've seen him be an out and out striker, we're still seeing him and we're now what I call the final form of Messi, where, you know, he's still scoring, he's still popping all over the field, but he's almost, this is his final stage. This is, for me, in the last few years, he's become a bit more, there's been more of an emphasis in Messi's game for me of being more of a provider and assister. Now, don't get it twisted, the man's complete. He gets high numbers for goals and assists, I'm saying, by his own standards. You know, he's in his last few years as a professional footballer, and you know, Barcelona should be doing all they can to ensure, you know, they cement some trophies. Barcelona's going to be here after Messi. They'll get another quality player. Will it be the best ever like Messi? I don't know, but many players come and go. Barca will always have quality players. You have to ask Barcelona, if Messi was to retire tomorrow or got a life-threatening injury that he couldn't play football anymore, would this team still be a top team? Beyond the badge, would they still be a top team? I'm sure when you've got Griezmann, Coutinho, Dembele, you know, you could still be a top team. But I'm sure many people, Barcelona fans, people listening to this, convincingly, you can't say it. They'd still pan most teams, batter many teams. But would they got twanged against Bayern Munich, so they can't say anything. But could they talk to Bayern Munich or even have a chance without Messi? Could they talk to PSG? Could they talk to all of these teams? Do you get it? So they really need to fix up. He said, the money, every year I could have left and earned more money than at Barcelona. I've always said that this was my home and it is what I felt and feel. To decide there was something better than here was difficult. I felt I needed a change, a new goal, new things. And of course, you know, he's gone from a 16-year-old to a 33-year-old. He's been there for 20 years, you know. You have to think, yeah, it'd be great for him to finish his career there, and I want him to, but, you know, I'm sure he wants to experience things. What if he does want to play in the Premier League, play in Italy? You know, I'm pretty sure he will at some point play in his homeland, the very thing he didn't get to do, too tough, you know. He's entitled to look for things. You look at Ronaldo. Ronaldo could have, you know, still been doing this Ronaldo stuff at United, in my opinion. He wanted more. Real Madrid, he went on to become even more of a complete player and even more of a sick player at Real Madrid. And many people would think, you know what, you've won how many Champions Leagues there in recent successions? You're good there. For whatever reason, he went to Juventus. So, you know, players do want new experiences. How many of you are... there's many people, my generation not so much, how many of you have been at jobs at 20 years and you want to keep it moving? My generation, people don't even, let me not talk too tough, but I'm in a row, I hate people really and truly, you know, and it's been a year, over a year, and I want to bust out. So imagine 20 years at a place where it's been comfy and he's actually wanted to stay there. This is a tough decision and he's not going to make that choice willy-nilly. He went on to say, of course, I had a hard time deciding. It did not come from the Bayern result. It comes from many things. I've always said I wanted to end here, and I've always said I wanted to stay here, that I want a winning project and to win titles with the club, to continue expanding the legend of Barcelona, to keep winning things. And he said, the truth is that there has been no project or anything for a long time. They just juggle and cover holes as things go by. As I've said before, I've always thought about the welfare of my family and club. When I communicated my wish to leave to my wife and children, it was a brutal drama. The whole family began crying. My children did not want to leave Barcelona, nor did they want to change schools. I looked further afield and I want to compete at the highest level, win titles, compete in the Champions League. You can win or lose in it because it's very difficult, but you have to compete. So he doesn't feel Barcelona have been competing, and to be fair, he's been part of this, so he has to take some blame, even though he's been doing his job. You look at the Roma results in recent years, you look at Liverpool, and where they bottled over 2 legs, and you need to look no further than recently against Bayern Munich. That's not competing. A club like Barcelona, that's banter. That's Arsenal level banter against Bayern Munich. Do you get it? They need to fix up. It's exactly like he said, there's no guarantees for winning or losing, but he genuinely wants to feel he can compete. And this means he's looking at several teammates and he doesn't believe in them. He doesn't. There must be a handful of players he thinks are levels, and the rest he clearly doesn't think are levels. Because he would, if he felt he had a good project here and he felt, you know, the presidents were doing their job, like he basically said, this wouldn't be a thing. You know, he might have considered leaving, but he's probably more likely to stay. Who knows, they might fix up, and being so close to Messi actually leaving might give him a kick up the bum to spend money, well spent money, and actually, you know, fix things and have a project, not just covering holes, as Messi said. He said, at least compete and let us not fall apart in Rome, Liverpool, Lisbon. All that led me to think about the decision that I want to carry out. So again, he's been there 3 times. As I've said, I thought and was sure that I was free to leave. The president always said at the end of the season I could decide if I stayed or not, and they probably just thought he weren't on it. It said, now they cling to the fact that I did not say it before June 10th, when it turns out that on the June 10th we were competing for La Liga in the middle of this awful coronavirus, and this disease altered the season. And this is the reason why I'm going to continue in the club. Now that I'm going to continue in the club, because the president told me that the only way to leave was to pay the 700 million clause, and this is impossible. There was another way, and it was to go to trial. I would never go to court against Barcelona because it is the club that I love, which gave me everything since I arrived. It is the club of my life. I have made my life here. Barca gave me everything, and I gave it everything. I know it's never crossed my mind to take Barca to court. He also said, it has hurt me that a lot of things are published against me, and above all, false things are published, or that they came to think that I would go to trial against Barca in order to benefit myself. I would never do such a thing. I repeat, I wanted to go, and it was entirely my right because the contract said that I could be released. I wanted to go because I thought about living my last football happily. Later, I have not found happiness in this club, and that's true, people. He said, I will continue at Barca, and my attitude will not change. No matter how much I wanted to go, I will do my best. I always want to win. I'm competitive. I don't like to lose anything. I always want the best for the club, for the dressing room, and for myself. I said at the time that we were not given the support to win the Champions League. Actually now, I don't know what will happen. There's a new coach and new ideas. That's good, but then we'll have to see how the team responds, whether or not it will allow us to compete at the top level. What I can say is that I'm going to stay, and I'm going to give my best to Barcelona. He's kind of reiterated the same thing, people. He kind of spoke about his family life and his 2 younger sons. I'm not going to bore you with that, but you can get the logic. Moving away from that, and the bureau facts, people. He said, the bureau fact was to make it official in some way. Throughout the year, I'd been telling the president that I wanted to leave, that the time had come to seek new goals and a new direction in my career. He told me all the time, we'll talk, not now, this and that, but nothing. The president did not give me a clue of what he was really saying. Sending the bureaucrats was making it official that I wanted to go and that I was free, and the optional year I was not going to use it and wanted to go. It was not to make a mess or to go against the club, but the way to make it official, because my decision had been made. Clearly, if I don't send the bureaucrat, it's like nothing happens. I have an optional year and I'd continued all year. What they say is that I did not say before June 10th, but I repeat, we're in the middle of all competitions and it was not the moment. But apart from that, the president always told me, when the season is over, you decide if you stay or leave. He never set a date, and work was simply to make the club official that he was not following his word, but not to get into a fight, because I did not want to fight with the club. Also off topic, apparently Juventus and Suarez, Luis Suarez, is taking an Italian, I believe some Italian exam to obtain a passport to complete his move over there. Barca could terminate his contract, which probably means paying him 10 to 15, but apparently he's joining for a nominal fee and they're getting his wages off the book, so I don't know what they're going to do. It is quite messy, ironically, and hopefully there's a resolution. Part of me thinks there isn't, because he's contracted until 2021. He probably wants to see what we do in the market. I say we, Barcelona, in this, do in the market. I do like Barca at the Spanish teams. He wants to see the project of Ronald Koeman, which, very few people should know Barcelona more than Koeman, having played there. and he's done all right for Netherlands. But when you look at his time at Everton, is he the man to take Barca? I'm not saying he is. I'm not saying he isn't. I'm saying we need to see. So there's a lot for Messi to consider, and I don't think we've seen the end of this. But you know, Messi and Barca, we want to see a resolution. On that note, people, DG, I'm out. Apologies for the camera dying and the problems, but we go again. Thank you for watching as usual.